What is up, Internet Land? Zacham's Prime, aka Zacham's Prime, here with another Transformers video review. Today we're looking at the Transformers Legacy Dragstrip. And yes, I have decided that I am going all in on this combiner, so this is my first one. And honestly, it's a pretty legit figure. I quite like it, much better than the Combiner Wars one. Though, I mean, it's not perfect, but it's pretty decent. Yeah, really clean from the back. I know that this is the only one of this line that's going to be nice and clean like that, but you know, what can you do? Ultimately, the figure has to transform, and it simply worked out for this figure thus far. But, yeah, it's a good looking figure. Not a whole lot of paint to it. This is an awful lot of yellow. But you do have some paintwork, some kind of this like mustard yellow up here that also shows up on this part of the scoop. You got red stripes on it. Red stripes preceding that. So silver. Some red and purple for his head. Silver that shows up in robot mode. Interestingly enough, they painted the hub, they painted the clip that the wheel comes on the back wheels, but not on the front set of wheels. So, could have used some paint apps here on the knees and maybe like this little pipe here. Just a little bit of nitpicking though. I know that the animation model doesn't have those details painted, so it wouldn't really work out for them. But yeah, it's a decent looking figure. In terms of accessories, it comes with a gun. It comes with actually 2 guns. They are identical sculpts, but they are also designed with little pegs on this side and holes on the other side. You can peg them both together if you wanted to, and then you could hold them both with one hand, as weird as that looks. I would just, you know, dual wield them John Woo style. And then you can also store these on the back. There are a number of ports actually that you can store them on. You can put them here, kind of have them sticking up a bit. Or you could put them here and kind of have them sticking down a bit. Or you can stick them here on his leg. Any of which is a perfectly viable option. Of course, I suppose if you really want to, you can stick them. Is that a port? Is that designed to be a port? I thought it was. Maybe it's not. Well, all right. But anyhow, that's enough of that. In terms of articulation, his head is simply on a swivel. It swivels all the way around, showing you this incredible hollowness to his head. Of course, all plastic is hollow. You cannot escape plastic hollowness, you know, hollow plastic, because that has to be hollow in order for plastic to be molded properly. However, you can hide it fairly well, and by and large, this figure does hide it fairly well. A little bit of waffling here on the lower arm, and like a little bit on the inside of those veins that you don't see. I don't really mind the shoulder pylons. I mean, I understand that he didn't have it in the cartoon, but like, again, I mean, being a guy who, you know, being a guy who was, you know, only 2 years old when the show came out, most of my experience with it was the G2 show, which was just the G1 show with CGI bumpers. And also, mostly it was just the toys. And so, toys is what I've always aesthetically been more drawn to, and like, I don't mind this at all. So, one other interesting thing about this, so this isn't all ABS. This is ABS, of course, and POM, because you want to have different materials for different parts of the thing, which is all normal. But if I turn off my studio lights for a bit and turn on, I got a black light, you can see that some of these panels like kind of fluoresce. And it's weird because like this panel here is bright and this panel here is bright, but the respective panel over there is not bright. You know, you've got bright plastic for here, dull plastic for down here, even though I'm pretty certain that like both the front and the back of his leg is ABS. Like all of the palm is non-fluorescing, sure, the POM, but I'm pretty certain that like the front and the back of his leg is ABS. I don't know why it's showing up differently. It's weird. Weird. Interesting, but weird. Sorry. Black lights is sometimes an analytical thing to identify different materials. Else you would have totally suspected that these two came out of the like same shot of plastic. Maybe even the same like, you know, sprue when it was plastic injected, but apparently not. But anyhow, sorry, I was getting into articulation. So his head rotates, his arm goes all the way around, comes out for the full tree pose. He's got a bicep joint right here. Elbow bend forward, just over 90 degrees of bend. No wrist swivel. He's got a waist swivel that swivels all the way around. Leg goes that far forward, goes that far back, goes out for about 120, 130% Van Dam. Thigh swivel there, knee bend of 90 degrees, ankle tilt of as much as you want, and then you do get a toe rocker due to transformation. It's just going to be forward, so I don't know. Make use of that as you will. But to get this guy transformed up is actually quite simple. You want to start by disconnecting this chesticle section here. The head is going to just flip around, and that will form the seat. That's what the little stuff there is for. You're going to disconnect these, swing them up, kind of rotate these around, and then connect them back together like so. Swing the forearm bits around. They're going to tuck into this gap here, and then there's a slot under here that's going to fit onto a tab there, like so. These are just going to come back up into position. Rotate this around at that point, fold it and tab it into position. The waist is going to rotate 180 degrees. You are going to split the leg, combiner wars this up, and then collapse the leg back down. Move that into position. Do the same with the other leg. You can even do them at the same time if you wanna. Collapse that, peg these together, and there you have Dragstrip in his vehicle mode. And ultimately, this is a good looking car. You know, when I was a kid, I used to think that Dragstrip was like this like weird sci-fi looking car because it had like 6 wheels, and it wasn't until I was fully an adult that I learned that actually this is based off of an actual car from the 70s that did have 6 wheels. And it did really good in the Formula One races till the judges decided that 6 wheels was too many, and they made it so that you cannot have 6 wheels. So really the only viable place to plug the weapons into in this mode is right here up on top. You can do that if you wanna. They don't even look super awful. It's just kind of, you know, weird. I don't really like that part of the engine, the faux engine block is showing up here. Though I suppose if you like really squint, you can kind of pretend like it's some sort of a control yoke. Nice looking Tampa printed Decepticon symbol there. The stripes line up. I do find it weird that they only painted the back hubs and not the front hubs. It would have been really nice if they had painted all of the hubs. But whatever. Rolls well, looks good from the bottom, completely hides the robot mode. Like this doesn't, I mean, aside from the fact that, yeah, it's clearly not just a car. But yeah, it hides the robot mode really well. And all in all, I like it. I'm looking forward to getting the full set. I've seen enough pictures to know that I want to support it, and yeah, this actually receives my full recommendation. Anyhow, everybody, thanks for watching. You guys are fantastic. Everybody, stay awesome and be good to each other. See ya. Bye.